First, the starting lineup for Fort Valley State. 6'9" senior from College Park, Georgia, number 2, Chris Bell. 6'6" senior from Warner Robins, number 5, Denard Williams. 6'8" senior from Augusta, Georgia, number 15, Anton Hurst. 6'6" freshman from College Park, Georgia, number 32, Corbin Bell. And 6'2" senior from Detroit, Michigan, number 33, Jalen Crawford.
Hello, I'm Mark Todd, President and CEO of Magnolia Manor Senior League, a GSW graduate and a proud supporter of Hurricane Athletics. Now let's meet our starting five.
At guard, a 6'3" sophomore from Lawrenceville, Georgia, number 21, Devin Watson. At guard, a 6'4" senior from Memphis, Tennessee, number 3, Tyrone Wooten. At guard, a 6'1" senior from Graceville, Florida, welcome number 1, Cameron Dozier. At guard, a 5'10" senior from Radcliffe, Kentucky, number 2, Brandon Price. And the man in the middle, 6'6" senior from Orange Park, Florida, number 25, Jordan Banks. The head coach, Ben Hicks, in his first season.
It's Cameron Dozier, Brandon Price, Tyrone Wooten, Devin Watson, Jordan Banks for the Hurricanes. For Fort Valley State, Chris Bell, Denard Williams, Anton Hurst, Corbin Bell, and Jalen Crawford. Hurricanes trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. We take on Fort Valley State for the second time this year. Fort Valley beat us in the opening game a month ago in Fort Valley. That final was 66-59. Anton Hurst, the 6'8" senior from Augusta, will jump center for Fort Valley State. For GSW, Jordan Banks. Jordan 6'6", he's a senior from Orange Park, Florida. Hurricanes in the home white uniforms. Fort Valley State, royal blue jerseys, royal blue shorts. Banks and Hurst jump, and we're underway from the Randolph Barksdale court. Opening tip is controlled by Jordan Banks and the Hurricanes. Brandon Price front court for GSW. Dozier right sideline. Now Banks the post player up top. Watson now BP. Brandon Price left sideline. Banks sets a pick for Brandon. Wooten now top of the key. Back to Brandon. Shot clock at 6 for the Hurricanes on our first possession. Shot clock at 3. I hope we realize that Brandon Price will penetrate. Leans in, gets the shot off, but does not hit the rim. That's a shot clock violation. And the Hurricanes turn it over on our first possession. Good defense on Southwestern's first possession by Fort Valley, as the Hurricanes unable to get a good look. Fort Valley State, there are 3-5, so they've won twice since we played in Fort Valley. Chris Bell out front. Now Denard Williams. Shot clock at 7 for the Wildcats. Bell inside, he bounces it off his foot out of bounds, and the Hurricanes will have the basketball with 19:01 left. So we played 59 seconds, and officially neither team has taken a shot yet. We got called for a shot clock violation, and Fort Valley State turned the ball over on their first possession. Hurricanes will walk it down. We've played 1 minute. Cameron Dozier in the front court for Southwestern. Cam, Watson, Devin, turn around, one-handers, no good. Bell rebounds for Fort Valley. Bell's a good-looking kid, 6'9", a senior from College Park, Georgia. He plays big as well. Crawford, now Bell, back to Crawford. No score. We've played a minute and a half. Good Southwestern defense. We get a steal, but Tyrone Wooten cannot hang on. It's out of bounds, and Fort Valley will get the ball back. They'll have 9 seconds to get a shot off. Both teams slow out of the gate. Fort Valley won the women's game 63-62. Shot clock at 5 for Fort Valley. They screen for Crawford. He'll shoot a long three, top of the key. He'll miss. Good block out by Tyrone Wooten. Ty has it knocked out of bounds by Fort Valley State. The Hurricanes will get to basketball for the third time now with 18 minutes and 12 seconds to play in the half. Still no score. Both pitchers throwing a shutout so far. Brandon Price in the midcourt. Now Wooten. Tyrone puts the ball on the floor. He's guarded by Hurst on a switch. Nice move, Cam Dozier. He gets mugged. If that would have happened on the streets, Fort Valley State would get 10 to 20. Dozier absolutely got mugged as he went to the basket. They could have called the foul on a couple of guys. They chose to call it on Chris Bell. And Cameron Dozier at the free throw line trying to score the first points of the basketball game. Still no score. Cam's free throw's good. Dozier, 6'1", a senior from Graceville, Florida. Cameron, a 62% free throw shooter coming in. Dozier takes aim. Cam's second free throw is also good. And the Hurricanes score the first 2 points of the basketball game. A couple of free throws by Cam Dozier. We try to press. Fort Valley beats it easily. Now a foul on Southwestern. And the Hurricanes' first foul will be on Jordan Banks. Man, what a tough loss for Kelly Britsky and the GSW women. 63-62 the final score. Fort Valley State gets a layup off an inbounds play from the side with 2 seconds left for the game winner. After GSW had taken the lead on 3 foul shots by Shania Jones. And just like that, Jordan Banks picks up his second foul. As soon as Fort Valley got the ball inbound, Jordan Banks called for his second foul. Tevin Wise will have to come get him. The runner is in and out by Bell. And a foul against Fort Valley as they fight for the offensive rebound. Anton Hurst picks up his first foul, second foul against Fort Valley State. The Hurricanes bring it down with a 2-point lead. Cameron Dozier accelerates to the basket and lays it in. Cam made that look easy. Cam Dozier's got our first 4 points and the first 4 points of the basketball game. Corby and Bell hands off up top to Crawford. Back to Bell, left sideline. They try to post up Hurst. He leans in, taken away. Watson with the basketball, bounce pass in front to Dozier. Cam reverse layup's good. It's Cam Dozier 6, Fort Valley State nothing. Fort Valley tries to push it. They do get a layup from Chris Bell, and Coach Ben Hicks is not happy and takes a 30-second timeout. Coach Ben Hicks livid because we didn't get back on defense. We got a basket. Fort Valley State pushed it, got the layup. Ben Hicks takes a timeout and explodes. Brandon Price on the dribble in the front court, hands off to Tyrone Wooten. Tevin Wise open for three. Tevin's good. So the first time Tevin Wise touches the basketball, he knocks down a three, and the Hurricanes go up 9-2. Coach Ben Hicks took the early timeout because he didn't feel his team got back on defense well enough. The three-pointer by Fort Valley is no good by Corby and Bell. It's out of bounds and a foul on the Wildcats. Coach Sammy Jackson, Fort Valley is not happy, but the foul was on Chris Bell, second foul on Bell. Hurricanes will have the basketball with 16 on the game clock. Before the Hurricanes put the ball in play, let's quickly pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Hurricane Basketball. Brandon Price front side for GSW. Hands off to Wooten. Tyrone drives, count it, and the foul. Tyrone got to the basket, drew the contact, made the shot, and he'll have a chance for a three-point play. Great start for the Hurricanes. Really our best start of the year, with the possible exception of the first exhibition game up at Kennesaw State. Hurricanes with an early 11-2 lead. And Tyrone Wooten can add to it. Wooten got the basket. Now he can biggie size it. He does. Ty makes the free throw, and the Hurricanes go up 10. It's 12-2. Crawford in the front court. They go inside. Big Bale messes. Wooten rebounds for Southwestern. Canes want to push it 3-on-3. Wooten messes. And the rebound is by Fort Valley State. That's a travel. Jalen Crawford shuffled his feet. And the turnover gives the basketball to the Hurricanes and takes us to the first media timeout, the under-16 media timeout. I got to tell you, this has been fun so far. 15:48 to play in the half. It's Georgia Southwestern 12, Fort Valley State 2. Canes lead by 10. We're back in 60. Hurricanes will put the ball in play from the baseline in our front court. Wise inbounds to Watson. Back to Tebben in the corner. Wise's three messes everything. Fort Valley State has got the rebound. 12-2. GSW with an early 10-point lead. They go short corner right baseline to J.R. Bryant. Now they pass it left side to Jalen Crawford. Crawford shoots a three with a hand in his face. He missed it. Cam Dozier rebounds for Southwestern. Wooten back out to Dozier. Cam for three. Yes. The Hurricanes are cooking. The best 5 minutes of basketball we've played all year. Hurricanes with a 15-2 lead. Crawford front court, left side for the Wildcats. Get pass right side to J.R. Bryant. High post Chris Bale. He drives. They're going to call a block. Chris Bell almost got his third foul. Instead, they called a blocking foul on Tyrone Wooten. Wooten picks up the foul. For Fort Valley State, Jamal Garrer checks in. Fort Valley State will put the ball in play under their offensive basket. They run an inbounds play, get an open three-pointer by Chris Smoke, and he buries it. First three-point basket by Chris Smoke. First three by Fort Valley. Smoke, a 6'4" sophomore from Augusta. And the lead is back to 10 for the Hurricanes, 15-5. Wise right sideline. Now Dozier. Cam back to Tevin Wise. Wooten will drive, stop short corner right baseline. Dozier, Price, BP for three, missed it. Wooten tips the offensive rebound out to Devin Watson, and the Hurricanes reload the half-court offense. Watson right sideline. Now Wooten. Tyrone will drive. Price, Dozier, Cam for three. Yes! Cameron Dozier spotted up, buried the three, and the Hurricanes go up 13. It's 18-5. Just under 14 minutes to play in the first half. Bryant, whistle. Tevin Wise knocks Chris Smoke of Fort Valley down. Gets called for a foul. First foul on Tevin. Fourth foul of the first half against the Hurricanes. Each team now with 4 fouls in the first half. 25 on the shot clock for the Wildcats. Bryant hands off on the right wing to Smoke. Now they go inside to Williams. He turns, shoots, and scores. We let him get the ball in a good spot for Fort Valley. Denard Williams. The three by Watson is no good as we kind of rush that shot. Fort Valley State quickly goes from left to right. The shot is no good, but another foul on Southwestern. That'll be the 5th foul on the Hurricanes. Southwestern leads it by 11. It's Georgia Southwestern 18, Fort Valley State 7. First foul on Brandon Price. Free throws good by J.R. Bryant. Second free throw is no good. Wooten rebounds for Southwestern. Tyrone drives, misses. Williams rebounds for Fort Valley. They can cut it to 8 with a basket, and they do. As J.R. Bryant gets his first basket. It's 18-10, Southwestern. Now we try to spread them out. Dozier, 28-foot mark right side. Gets a screen from Wooten, little pick and pop. Pass goes to Tyrone Wooten. Shot clock at 10 for the Hurricanes. Tyrone from the parking lot misses right side. Fort Valley can cut it to 6 with a basket. The layup is good by Jamal Garrer. So again, Fort Valley State scores in transition. And I think Coach Ben Hicks shares a little advice on shot selection with Tyrone Wooten. Tevin Wise between the circles. Brandon Price open for three, missed it. Garrer got a piece of it, and Fort Valley State can cut it to 4. Crawford will drive off the glass, good. And Fort Valley State's got all the momentum now. They've cut it to 4. Hurricanes still on top, but now only 4. 11:55 to play in the first half. It's Georgia Southwestern 18, Fort Valley State 14. Canes lead by 4. We're back in 60 on 94 Sports. Hurricanes led by 15 early, but now Fort Valley State's cut it to 4. Brandon Price crossover dribble, gets to the basket, missed the shot. Price gets his own rebound. Dozier will drive, Cam lays it in. Cameron Dozier off to a great start. He's got 14 already. And the Hurricanes lead by 6. Colt Yawn in the game for Southwestern. Colt, 5'9" redshirt freshman from Atkinson, Georgia. Long three by Bryant's no good for Fort Valley. Dozier rebounds for the Hurricanes. It's 20-14. Hurricanes bring it down, leading by 6. Yawn, top of the key. Now Watson, Devin will drive. Back out to Dozier. Cam will hesitate. Now back out with the dribble. Shot clock at 7. Dozier drives. Whistle, a foul on Fort Valley. Cam Dozier kind of drove in among the Giants and draws the Fort Valley State foul on Chris Smoke. And Cam Dozier is at the free throw line. Cam's free throw is no good. Dozier, a 62% free throw shooter coming in. James Barnes checks in for Fort Valley. Barnes 6'7", he's a junior from Columbus. Second free throw by Cam is good. Dozier gives the Hurricanes a 7-point lead. 10:41 left in the first half. Hurricanes playing a zone defense now. Garrer for 3 for Fort Valley's no good. And a foul on the rebound. I think they will call the foul on Brandon Price. If so, it's his second foul. It was, and it is. Price picks up his second foul. He'll come out. Ben Hicks goes with Colt Yawn, Tyrone Wooten, Cam Dozier, Tevin Wise, and Devin Watson. Boy, this is a really small lineup. Fort Valley misses, and Tyrone Wooten rebounds. We've really got 5 guards on the floor. We don't have a post player on the floor right now. Watson right sideline. Devin. Wooten, now Dozier. Cam from downtown is good. Cam Dozier is on fire. And Dozier gives the Hurricanes a 10-point lead. Whistle and a foul on Southwestern. Colt Yawn picks up the foul. Cam Dozier's previous high was 21 against Middle Georgia. That free throw is no good by J.R. Bryant. Dozier had 21 against Middle Georgia. He's got 18 already. Dozier's got 18 in the first 10 minutes of the basketball game. Bryant will try again. 24-14. Good guys by 10. Now 9 as Bryant makes the second free throw. It's 24-15. GSW with a 9-point lead, just under 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Dozier left side to Wise, now back to Cam. Dozier in the midcourt area. Cam right side to Devin Watson. Watson dribbles a couple of times, passes to Colt Yawn. Colt's pass picked off by Jamal Garrer. Garrer will drive to the basket and lay it in. Canes turn it over. Garrer got the lay in, and Fort Valley's within 7. Watson right sideline. Devin will drive. Back out to Wooten. Dozier now Yawn. Colt for 3, missed it. Wooten the offensive rebound and Tyrone's foul. Great offensive board by Tyrone Wooten. Ty Scott to get the offensive board and draws the foul against Fort Valley's Jamal Garrer. And Wooten will shoot a couple of free throws. Tyrone's free throw goes in but spins out. Hurricanes lost on the road Monday by 10, 83-73 to Emmanuel College. Second free throw, that one's good. So Tyrone makes 1 of 2. He's got 4 points now, and Fort Valley brings it down. Long three is perfect by J.R. Bryant. That's the second three-point basket for Fort Valley State. And that one cuts the Hurricane lead to 5. Wooten and Dozier play catch. Cam's three's good again. Cameron Dozier matches his season high with 21. He scored 21 against Middle Georgia. He's got 21 in the first 11 and a half minutes tonight. Tyrone Wooten, 6'4", senior from Memphis. Colt Yawn reaches in, creates a turnover. Canes have it. Dozier for threes, good again. Cameron Dozier having a career night. Hurricanes go up 11. That's an offensive foul, but they got away with it. Their guy, Bryant, just pushed off. They go inside and get a layup from James Barnes. Barnes the lay-in for Fort Valley. Hurricanes by 9, and we've got the basketball. We'll get a media timeout on the next dead ball. Dozier right side. Now Watson Devin wanted to shoot, couldn't. Tevin Wise does, he misses. And the rebound is by Barnes of Fort Valley State. Ray Mobley kicks it out. The three is no good by Garrer of Fort Valley. Colt Yawn, the Hurricane rebound. Canes can go up 11 with a field goal. Wise in the front court. Now Cameron Dozier in the midcourt circle. Watson comes out to set a high screen. Dozier drives, kicks it out to Yawn. Colt misses a three. Wise had the offensive rebound but lost it. Now a big scramble, and Fort Valley's got the basketball. We've played 13 minutes, 7 to go in the first half. Bryant guarded by Yawn. 6:54 left in the first half. Bryant picks up the dribble. Now Mobley against Dozier. Mobley drives to the foul line, kicks it out to Bryant. Bryant, left wing, gets a pick. They go inside. The layup is good by James Barnes. Barnes gets his second basket off the Fort Valley bench and brings the Wildcats to within 7. Fort Valley 3 and 5 coming in. Hurricanes only 1 and 5. We've lost 4 in a row. We really need a win. We start Peach Belt Conference play Saturday here at home against Francis Marion. Tevin Wise for three, left side, missed it. Fort Valley State rebounds, and the Cats can cut it to 5. Bryant drives against Tevin Wise, now backs it out on the dribble. 6 minutes to play in the first half. Mobley top of the key, high post, that's Barnes. He drives in, shoots, misses. Dozier, the Hurricane rebound. 31-24, Canes by 7. And GSW's got the basketball, 5:45 to play in the first half. Dozier left side in the corner. Cam will drive, the finger roll is no good. Mobley front court for Fort Valley, he wants to run. Now he'll slow it down and wait for his teammates. 5:23 to play in the first half. It's Georgia Southwestern 31, Fort Valley State 24, and Coach Sammy Jackson of Fort Valley elects not to wait for the media timeout and goes ahead and takes a timeout. This will count as the under-8 media timeout. So far, so good. 5:22 to play in the first half with your score. Georgia Southwestern 31, Fort Valley State 24. Canes lead by 7. We're back in 60 on the Hurricane Sports Network. Brandon Price back in for GSW. They make a nice entry pass, and they get a basket from Jalen Crawford, and we compound our problems by committing a foul. So Jalen Crawford will have a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play. That's the second foul of the night against Tyrone Wooten. It's like old times tonight. The computer has frozen up, so live stats are not available. Never got a final stat sheet from the women's game, and I doubt if there'll be a stat sheet at halftime for the men's game. So it's just like old times. Oh, don't you love technology? I think the computer that they do the live stats on is frozen, is what I understand. Speaking of freezing, computer froze, and I'm about to freeze myself. It's cold here in the Storm Dome. 31-27. Hurricanes have the basketball in a 4-point lead. Brandon Price penetrates. Tevin Wise open for three, buries it. Give Brandon Price the beautiful assist. He drove in, kicked it out to an open Tevin Wise, who knocked down to three. That gives the Hurricanes a 7-point lead, 34-27. Corby and Bell gives the ball up for Fort Valley. Shaquille Barfield in the game for the first time for the Wildcats. Shot clock at 6 for Fort Valley. Crawford works on Richard Love. Love came in during the timeout. The fadeaway is a terrible shot. Crawford really forced it, but as luck would have it, it goes down. That kind of reminded me of the desperation three Fort Valley State made late in the women's game. They got them back in it in a game they eventually won by 1 point. 34-29. Canes lead by 5. Brandon Price left sideline. Gets a pick from Jalen Waters. Jalen's in for the first time. Brandon Price from downtown missed it. And the rebound is by Fort Valley's Jamal Guerin. I think we fouled with 3:37 left. Jalen Waters picks up the foul. That's probably not a bad foul because they probably would have scored in transition. And that will take us to the under 4 media timeout. Canes still on top, now by 5. 3:37 to play in the first half. It's Georgia Southwestern 34, Fort Valley State 29. Canes lead by 5. We're back in 60. I believe I said earlier our biggest lead was 15. Going back and checking the play-by-play, the biggest lead was actually 13, 18-5. The free throw is no good by Jamal Guerra. So Guerra misses the front end of a 1-and-1, and it was a good foul. Brandon Price has it kicked out of bounds, and they're going to say it's off Brandon. So Fort Valley will have the basketball with 3:27 left. Cameron Dozier's back in for the Hurricanes. Dozier, 24 points already. So his season high already. And we've got over 3 minutes to play in the first half. He had 21 at home against Middle Georgia, 24 already tonight. Spin move by Barnes. He misses the shot. Richard Love rebounds. He's double teamed and they get a steal, but it's out of bounds off Fort Valley. 3 minutes, 5 seconds left. Hurricanes have led from the start. It's been the Cam Dozier show. Dozier has 24 points already. We've played 17 minutes. Dozier front court to Tevin Wise. Tevin dribbles in the front court. Wise will shoot a three. He'll miss it. Guerra rebounds. Dozier, the transfer from the University of Charleston. Ball is going to be knocked out of bounds, and Fort Valley State retains possession. We're going to talk to former Hurricane great Adrian Robinson at halftime. Adrian was here during the transition from the NAIA to the NCAA, so look forward to catching up with Adrian Robinson. What a great player he was for Randolph Barksdale and Mike Leader. Jalen Crawford will put the ball in play for Fort Valley State. Crawford gets it back off the inbounds pass from DeCoven Ware. 2.5 left. 15-footer from the foul line is no good for Williams. Now the Barnes tips it in and we foul him. So James Barnes, the offensive rebound, the basket, and he was fouled by Devin Watson. Second foul on Watson. So Barnes with a chance for a 3-point play that could make it a 2-point game, and he knocks the free throw down. 34-32. Dozier, front court. Wise, Tevin for three, misses everything. Rebound is saved. Watson's layup is good. Richard Love, great hustle. Hurricanes get a basket off a hustle play. Fort Valley gets the ball inside. That's going to be an offensive foul on DeCoven Ware. So great hustle by the Hurricanes, and we get a bucket out of it. Richard Love got the assist to Devin Watson, and Hurricanes will put the ball in play with 2:07 left. They double team Watson. He finds Cameron Dozier. Cam passes to Jalen Waters. Jalen, nice move, gets fouled. I like the way Waters took it to the bucket and drew the foul. 36-32, Hurricanes by 4. And Georgia Southwestern has Jalen Waters at the foul line. Before Waters' free throws, let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification, you're listening to Hurricane basketball. Waters' free throw is good. Jalen's first point. The second free throw is also good. And Jalen Waters with a couple of free throws gives the Hurricanes a 6-point lead. Now, 1:47 left. Williams. Now Crawford guarded by Richard Love. Barnes back to Crawford. Now Bale penetrates. Long three-pointers, no good by Crawford. Offensive rebound by Fort Valley State. The put back by Ware's no good. And Cameron Dozier comes out with it. Big scramble. Great hustle by both teams. Cameron Dozier lost the basketball. They say it's out of bounds off of Cam. And Fort Valley State will get the basketball with 1:22 to play. Hurricanes have never trailed. We've led by as many as 13. That three is no good. Love the Hurricane rebound. He gets fouled in our backcourt. That's the 9th foul on Fort Valley, so this will be a 1-if-1 for our Georgia Southwestern. Hurricanes have made 13 of 29 shots so far. That's 45%. We've only made 2 of 10 threes. That free throw is no good. Richard Love missed the front end of the 1-and-1. Fort Valley State's got the rebound. 1 minute to play in the first half. Crawford hands off for Fort Valley to Jamal Guerra. Guerra gets a pick from Ware. Shot clock at 13 for the Wildcats. Crawford loses the ball. Fort Valley gets it back. Jalen Waters blocked the shot, but the officials ruled he had to foul to do it. Waters really got up in the air and blocked the shot, but the official said contact with the body. And Dennard Williams at the foul line for Fort Valley State. Don't forget, both Hurricane basketball teams, the women and men, play our Peach Belt opener Saturday, 1:30 tip-off for the ladies as Francis Marion's in town and Ton Hurst back in Fort Valley State's lineup. Williams' first free throw is no good, but the second is good. And the Hurricanes lead by 5, 38-33. Dozier misses that three. And the rebound is by Fort Valley State. Here come the Wildcats. Crawford front court for Fort Valley, and we foul with 32 seconds left in the first half. Fort Valley State won the women's game, a heartbreaker for Kelly Britsky's basketball team. Fort Valley won 63-62. Snapped a 5-game Lady Hurricane win streak. That free throw is good by Jalen Crawford. Crawford's got 8, and he can cut the Hurricane lead to 3, and he does. After the made free throw, Shaquille Barfield back in for Fort Valley. Brandon Price and Tevin Wise check in for Coach Ben Hicks and Georgia Southwestern. So we'll play the last 32 seconds with Wooten, Dozier, Watson, Price, and Wise. Hurricanes again with 5 guards on the floor. Dozier with 19 seconds. There's about a 3-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Shot clock at 8, game clock at 11, and Fort Valley State gets a steal. Wildcats want to run. The layup is good by James Barnes. The lead is now 1. Dozier at the buzzer misses. So we pushed it down the floor. Cam Dozier could not get the runner to go down at the buzzer. So the Hurricanes have led the entire first half, but by halftime, the lead has been cut to 1. We've led by as many as 13, but now only by 1. Your halftime score from the Storm Dome. Hurricanes lead at the half. It's Georgia Southwestern 38, Fort Valley State 37. Hurricanes lead by 1. We're back in a couple of minutes on the WDEC Georgia Southwestern Radio Network. Fort Valley State will have the basketball to begin the second half. I hope my good buddy Tim Estes listening tonight. Tim does such a great job as the recreation director for Sumter County. His staff includes Dwight Harris and Jeff Fussell. Hope you've heard by now the good news that the 8 and under football team representing the Sumter County Parks and Recreation Department won the 8 and under state football championship this weekend. Fort Valley State gets the ball inside. Chris Bell misses, but Anton Hurst gets the offensive rebound and basket, and Fort Valley State takes their first lead. 39-38, Fort Valley State off an offensive rebound. And the Canes trail for the first time all night. Brandon Price between the circles. BP gets a pick from Jordan Banks, not a real good pick. Cam Dozier for three, misses. Offensive rebound, Tyrone Wooten. And the Hurricanes reset the half-court offense. 39-38, Fort Valley State, the first bucket of the second half to take their first lead. Watson, now Price. Brandon directs traffic. Now Watson, Devin spots up for three. He missed it. The tip by Wooten's no good, but Ty gets it back again. Brandon Price had a three, didn't take it. Now he does, and he knocks it down. So Brandon Price passed up the shot the first time, then he buried it, and that's Brandon's first bucket. Gives the Canes a 2-point lead, 41-39. Second half just underway. Crawford, now left sideline Williams. Crawford, again Williams, he goes baseline, shoots over Wooten, good. And Fort Valley State ties the game at 41. Brandon Price, left sideline. What an incredibly tough week it's been here on Georgia Southwestern's campus. Not only GSW's campus, but our entire community. The three-pointer is good by Tyrone Wooten. Georgia Southwestern and our community lost a couple of real heroes, and we said goodbye to them in the last few days. Georgia Southwestern Officer Jody Smith laid to rest today after services here at the Storm Dome. Of course, Officer Nick Smar, Officer Smar, his service was held Sunday, and boy, just a tragic situation, really was, but so proud of the way our community and Georgia Southwestern has handled this entire nightmare. Corbian Bell's free throw is good for Fort Valley. Bell will shoot another. Bell's second free throw is good. Former state representative and a really good friend of mine, Jimmy Skipper, is also my Sunday school teacher. And he said it best this Sunday before Sunday school when he told Mayor Barry Blunt that our community has been through the flood. We've been through the tornado, and our community will get through this as well. I don't know how it's going to be tough, but Jimmy's exactly right. And one thing I do know, when things are at its worst, our community's at its best. James Barnes picks up the Fort Valley foul, and the Hurricanes put the ball in play with a 1-point lead. 44-43, good guys lead by one. Price on the dribble, drives in the paint, out to Wooten. Tyrone gets fouled. Ty took the ball to the hole strong and draws the foul from Fort Valley. That'll stop the game clock with 16:49 left. 44-43, Hurricanes by one. Tyrone Wooten at the foul line looking for his 8th point. Ty takes aim. Wooten's free throw is good. Ty's got 8, and the Hurricanes lead by 2. Tyrone Wooten can make it 3. Ty, 6'4" senior from Memphis, Tennessee, a transfer from Louisiana Lafayette. His second free throw is good. And the Hurricanes go up 3, 46-43. Barnes front court. They try to push it. Little turnaround 4-footer is good by DeCoven Ware. And Fort Valley State's within 1. Even though we jumped out to an early 13-point lead, you knew it wasn't going to be easy. They beat us by 7 up at their place, our first game of the year. Dozier will drive. Nice bounce pass to Jordan Banks, and Jordan's foul. Hurricanes will put the ball in play. Wooten, nice spin move, and he scores. Great move by Tyrone, and the Hurricanes lead by 3. It's 48-45. We've played 4 minutes. 16 left. High post, that's Big Bell. Baseline jumper right side. Williams misses. Dozier, the Hurricane rebound, knocked away from behind by DeCoven Ware, but he had to foul to knock it away. That will take us to the under 16 media timeout. Fort Valley State led for just a second, but the Hurricanes back on top. 15:48 left. It's Georgia Southwestern 48, Fort Valley State 45. "15 minutes and 48 seconds to play in the basketball game." Ben Hicks sends out Tyrone Wooten. Brandon Price, now Tevin Wise. Cam Dozier and Jordan Banks. Dozier left sideline, double team. Cam needs help, and he throws it away. Denard Williams, front court for Fort Valley State. 16-footer, the jumper no good by Chris Bell. Long rebound by the Hurricanes, Brandon Price. Canes going from left to right here in the second half. Dozier, now Wise. Tevin loads up for 3. Yes! Tevin Wise, third basket. They all 3 have been 3-pointers, and that one gives the Hurricanes a 6-point lead and a whistle away from the basketball. One of the Hurricanes called for a foul. That's the 4th foul on Jordan Banks. So Jalen Waters returns for the Hurricanes. Jalen, 6'5", a freshman from Marietta. That's going to be a foul on Fort Valley State. Fort Valley State threw an elbow as they tried to get the ball inbounded. And the Hurricanes will have the basketball. 15:07 left. Canes lead by 6. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification. You're listening to the Hurricanes. Cameron Dozier drives to the basket, has the ball knocked away. Hurricanes have it. And a great piece of coaching by Ben Hicks. Jalen Waters was on the floor, and before he could get tied up for a jump, Coach Hicks able to get the officials' attention and get the timeout. GSW will put the ball in play under our offensive basket. Tevin Wise has the honors. Tevin inbounds to Cam Dozier. Dozier with 24. They all came in the first half. Dozier passes right sideline to Price. Shot clock at 1, and they fouled him. Wow. We catch a break. Fort Valley State bails us out. They fouled Brandon Price with 1 on the shot clock. We were about to either get a shot clock violation or take a terrible shot, and I can't believe Fort Valley State fouled Brandon with 1 on the shot clock. Boy, the Hurricanes really catch a break. Wise inbounds it to Brandon Price. Price, the Western Kentucky transfer. Wise open for 3. Tevin misses everything that time. Dozier steals the outlet pass. Fort Valley State got the rebound. Cam stole it. Wooten drives to the basket, misses. Now Fort Valley State quickly from right to left. Hurricanes playing good defense. Crawford. Now the 3 is good by James Barnes. Boy, Barnes is really giving them a lift. He's got 12 points off their bench. And that cuts the Hurricanes' 6-point lead right in half. It's now 51-48, Canes on top. Crossover dribble by Dozier, reverse layup's good. That was very similar to the first 15 minutes of the game. Cameron Dozier got to the basket, the reverse layup. He's got 26 now. 3-pointer by Crawford of Fort Valley's no good, and Cam Dozier rebounds. Dozier has it taken away by Ware. So Cam got the rebound, but Fort Valley State stole it. That 3-pointer is no good. It bounces off the rim, hits the shot clock above the backboard. So that'll give the basketball to Southwestern. Hurricanes get the basketball back. Georgia Southwestern 53, Fort Valley State 48. Cam Dozier 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. Now Brandon Price turns the ball over. Fort Valley State with the steal. Ray Mobley, that's going to be a block. Brandon Price tried to take the charge, did not get there in time, or so says the official. Anyway, they call a blocking foul. And Fort Valley State's got the basketball with 13:09. They'll get a fresh 30 on the shot clock. They go inside now. Another foul on Southwestern. The fouls are really beginning to mount up. Brandon Price has got 3. Jordan Banks is on the bench with 4. That is the second foul on Tevin Wise, and they're going to get a layup off the inbounds play, but missed it. And Hurricanes come away with it. They got the ball to DeCoven Ware off the inbounds play, but he blew the layup. Canes go from left to right with a 5-point lead. GSW in the home white uniforms. Fort Valley State in all royal blue and gold. I say gold, that's yellow. What we wear is gold. Dozier, right of the free throw circle. He falls down. Hurricanes thought he got tripped. We don't get the call. They tie him up for a jump. The possession arrow gives the basketball to Southwestern. Jamal Guerra back in for Fort Valley State. Fort Valley State won at their place a month ago. That final was 66-59, and Ben Hicks' first game as the Hurricane head man. Price off the inbounds play. The three goes in but bounces out. Wooten, the offensive rebound, misses the putback. I thought he got fouled. Jalen Waters loses the ball. Now Cameron Dozier gets a steal. Hurricanes have the numbers, 4-on-2. Cameron Dozier looked like he got fouled. We can't get a call right now. Looked like we got hammered our last two trips down the floor. Shouldn't there be some advantage to playing at home? We can't get a call right now. You know, I'm all for letting them play, but you got to protect the shooter. Wise looking on the inbounds play. Just over 12 minutes left in the ball game. Dozier hands off right in front of our bench to Brandon Price, now Tyrone Wooten. We've played 8 minutes of the second half, 12 left. Dozier open for three. Cam missed it. Fort Valley State rebounds. Kobe and Bell will get a media timeout on the next dead ball. The three by Garra's no good. Wooten snatches down, and I mean snatches down the rebound. Ty gives it to Brandon Price, and we slow the tempo. 11:33 left. It's 53-48. Canes by 5. Fort Valley State's only led for just a few seconds. Wise open for three. Tevin, that one goes in but comes out. We can't catch a break right now. That three actually went down in the cylinder and bounced out. Fort Valley State's got the basketball now with 11 minutes to play. The three's no good by Mobley. The tip by Fort Valley's no good. Hurricanes capture this rebound. 53-48, good guys by 5. Wooten top of the key. Drives, hesitates, 10-footers, no good. Wooten thought he got fouled. They're gonna call a foul. That's a charge. Tevin Wise drew it. Tevin stepped up, took the offensive foul, and the player control foul gives the basketball to the Hurricanes. 10 minutes, 41 seconds left. The score, Georgia Southwestern 53, Fort Valley State 48. Have the basketball. Tyrone Wooten will inbound it to Cameron Dozier. Hurricanes spread them out, and we try to run some clock. Dozier left sideline gets a pick from Wooten. We look for the pick and pop. It's not there. Out of bounds off of Fort Valley. Whistle. And a foul on Fort Valley State. Coach Sammy Jackson
Foul on Guerra.
doesn't agree. It's going to send Cameron Dozier to the free throw line. First one's good. Second one is also good. Dozier now with 28. Southwestern goes up 7. Garrett left sideline. Skip pass right side to J.R. Bryant. Now they go back left side to Garrett. Garrett loses it. Whistle, and they're going to call a foul on Cameron Dozier. That stops the game clock with 9:55 left. Bryant will put the ball in play. That's the 5th foul of the second half against the Hurricanes. They get the ball inside. Great play by Jalen Waters. He ties them up for a jump. Waters blocked the shot. They call a jump ball. And the possession arrow gives the basketball to the Hurricanes. Coach Ben Hicks calls Waters, Wise, Dozier, and Price over. Now the officials talk. I have no idea why. I guess they're going to check and make sure they got the alternate possession right. Now one of the officials goes and talks to Sammy Jackson, Fort Valley's head coach. Ben Hicks asking for an explanation. Waters blocked the shot, and they called a jump ball. Probably a good call. I can only guess that they're making sure that the alternate possession is correct, and looks like it was wrong. So I guess the scorebook was right, but the arrow was wrong. So alternate possession, they were going to give it to Southwestern, but now Fort Valley State gets it. 9:45 left. The three-pointer is no good by J.R. Bryant. Rebound by Southwestern's Brandon Price. Southwestern can go up 9 with a basket. We could go up 10 with a three-pointer. Hurricanes in no hurry. We try to spread them out again. Now go to a 1-4 offensive set. Wise dribbles from the left sideline to right of the free throw circle. Shot clock at 4. Dozier drives. Price. Brandon for 3. No good. Offensive rebound. Tyrone Wooten. They're going to call steps. Hurricanes don't like that call either. He might have walled, but if he did, it was because he got pushed. (55-48). Hurricanes on top by 7. We've got 9 minutes left. Hurricanes looking for our second win of the year. It would give us a season split with Fort Valley. Garrett drives, throws up a prayer that's not answered. Jalen Waters, the Hurricane rebound. 8:41 to play. Dozier and Price play catch as we get in our front court. Wooten between the circles. Ty passes to Waters. Now Price. BP in the right corner. Price dribbles to the wing. Shot clock at 7. Shot clock at 5. Brandon Price penetrates, gets the shot off. Mystic Guerra rebounds for Fort Valley. Just over 8 minutes to play. Guerra front side for the Wildcats. He stops, pops. 10-footers, no good. Dozier rebounds for Southwestern. Right now, neither team can score. 8 minutes to play. Southwestern with a 55-48 lead. Wise gets a pick from Waters. Tevin gets double teamed. I thought he got fouled. Dozier will drive, and he did get pushed. They got to call that. It's really getting physical, and the officials are letting it get that way. They better start calling some fouls before they lose control. 7-4. Two minutes and 40 seconds. It's been 2 minutes and 40 seconds since the last point, and that was a Cameron Dozier free throw, and he's back at the foul line now. Dozier's free throw is good. Cam now 6 of 7 from the foul line. He's got 29 points. Second free throw, Dozier's good again. 57-48. And the Hurricane lead is 9. Hurricanes trying to give Ben Hicks his second win as the head coach at Georgia Southwestern. Skip pass left side to Crawford. Crawford dribbles once, stolen by Wooten. Wooten slapped it to Price, and the Hurricanes can go up 11 with a bucket. Just over 7 minutes left. Price picked up at midcourt by Jalen Crawford. Tevin Wise will drive. He'll get the shot off. Count it, and the foul. Tevin Wise took it to the basket, drew the contact, made the shot, and he'll have a chance for a three-point play. Hurricanes by 11. Tevin Wise can make it 12. Second foul on Anton Hurst. Wise got the basket. Now we can supersize it. Tevin can give us a 12-point lead. Wise's free throw goes in. That one bounces out. Boy, we've had some tough luck. We really have. We lead by 11. It could easily be 17 or 18 with just a little bit of luck. We've had threes go in and come out. That free throw went in and bounced out. Guerra on the dribble. Now Crawford will drive, pull up 15-footers, no good, but the tip is good. James Barnes got the tap in. Fort Valley presses all over. That's Fort Valley's first points in about 5 minutes. We shut them out for about 5 minutes. Southwestern by 9 with 6.5 left. Waters, top of the key, Dozier. Waters sets a screen for Cam. Dozier picks up the dribble. Now Brandon Price will penetrate, shoots on the run, good. Brandon Price has been quiet most of the night. He's got 5, all here in the last few minutes, and the Hurricanes lead by 11 as we approach the 6-minute mark. Guerra left sideline. They're going to call a foul on Jalen Waters. That's our 7th foul, so that means Fort Valley State will be in the bonus check it. That's our 6th foul, so the next Hurricane foul will put Fort Valley in the bonus. Bryant will drive, pass out to Crawford. They screen for Crawford. Now Big Barnes in the corner. Brandon Price gets the steal. Now the two of the officials talk. The official tells DeCoven where to relax. It's going to be blue ball. That was pretty good. Happened right in front of me. The official told DeCoven where, just relax. Blue's going to get the ball. Crawford. Now Guerra. 10 seconds on the shot clock. 5 on the shot clock. Crawford forces the shot way short. Rebound by Cameron Dozier. Southwestern by 11 with 5:25 left. Man, that clock moves so slow when you're ahead, doesn't it? Brandon Price with both feet in the midcourt circle. Fort Valley State gets a steal. And I think a foul's going to be called on Fort Valley. Cameron Dozier, 1 rebound away from a double-double. In addition to 30 points, Cam Dozier's got 9 rebounds. So Cameron Dozier, a rebound away from a double-double. That foul was on DeCoven Ware of Fort Valley. And Brandon Price will get 2 free throws. Fort Valley over the 10 foul limit, so every foul on Fort Valley is a double bonus for the Hurricanes. Price's first free throw's good. The senior now with 6, and BP can give us a 13-point lead, and he does. Hurricanes in the second half have made 8 of 9 free throws. Canes by 13. This matches our biggest lead. 5 minutes to play in the basketball game. Bryant guarded by Price. Now Ware, now Crawford. Now the 3 by Bryant is no good. Fort Valley State can't buy one right now. The little 6-footer is no good by James Barnes, but we foul with 4:50 left. Hurricanes on the night now 10 of 29 from behind the arc, 34.5%. Overall, 19 of 50, 38%. Fort Valley now 19 of 48, that's 40%. And the Wildcats have only made 3 of 16 threes, that's only 19%. First free throw is good. Second free throw is no good by Barnes. So the Hurricane lead is now 12. Wildcats press all over. Ben Hicks goes with Brandon Price, Tyrone Wooten, Cameron Dozier, Devin Watson, and now Jalen Waters. 4.5 left. Brandon Price dribble drive. Waters left wing. Watson up top. Devin, great jump stop move. Gets to the basket and scores. That's a big time move by Devin Watson. Canes go up 14, our biggest lead. Guerra misses. Cameron Dozier gets his 10th rebound, so now a double-double for Cam. Hurricanes enjoy our biggest lead. It's 14 with 4 minutes left. Backdoor cut by Wooten. Dozier throws it to him. Cam unloads to Waters. Jalen's layup is good. Love the way the Hurricanes move the basketball. We go up 16. Fort Valley pushes it down the floor. They get a layup from J.R. Bryant. So the 16-point lead is short-lived. Now the lead is 14 with 3:34 left. Hurricanes in no hurry. We spread them out, kind of the old North Carolina four corners offense, if you will. Brandon Price with both feet in the midcourt circle. Waters comes out, sets a high ball pick. Price will drive, score. Price now with 9 all in the second half, and we match a 16-point lead. Barnes for 3, misses for Fort Valley. Brandon Price rebounds. Boy, Fort Valley State is ice cold. I'd like to believe our defense has got something to do with that. Lady Hurricanes lost a heartbreaker, 63-62, so the Hurricane men playing for the split tonight, also a split with the season series with Fort Valley. Wildcats get a steal, and the Barnes layup is good. That cuts the Hurricane lead to 14. As the ball goes through the net, Sammy Jackson, the head coach of Fort Valley, gets a timeout. 2 minutes, 38 seconds stand between Georgia Southwestern and our second win of the year. Timeout, Fort Valley State. 2:38 left. The score, Georgia Southwestern 69, Fort Valley State 55. Canes lead by 14. We're back in 60 on 94 Sports. Fort Valley State, as you would expect, are going to press all over the floor. Hurricanes get the ball in cleanly. We clear outlet. Brandon Price bring it down 1-on-1 against Ray Mobley. BP hands off to Cam. Dozier, 28-foot mark right side. We again try to spread them out and run some clock. Dozier will penetrate. Cam out to Price. Brandon for 3, no good. The rebound is out of bounds off Fort Valley. That's even better. We get to basketball and a fresh 30 on the shot clock. 30 seconds are more important than a basket right now. 2:12 left. Watson inbounds to Tyrone Wooten. It slapped out of bounds, and Ty thought he got fouled. I think he's got a legitimate point. Out of bounds off Fort Valley. Hurricanes put the ball in play, just over 2 minutes left. And they're going to call in a legal pick on Southwestern. Let's don't forget who the home team is here, okay, guys? I'd expect that call at Fort Valley, not here. 2:06 left. Canes with a 14-point lead. Crawford left sideline. Now they work it right side. Mobley wanted to shoot but couldn't. Now they go left side. Crawford gets the 3 off. It's in and out. Offensive rebound by the Wildcats. 1:43 left, and they're going to call a foul on Devin Watson. That's our 9th, so this will be a 1 plus the bonus. Before the Fort Valley free throws, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're involved with Hurricane basketball. Chris Smoke's first free throw is good, so he'll get a bonus. The Southwestern lead is now 13. Chris Smoke of Fort Valley can cut it to 12, and he does. Smoke now has 5 for the Wildcats. Cam Dozier brings it down for the Hurricanes against Jalen Crawford. Wooten, Waters, Jalen leans in and scores. Nice post move by Jalen Waters, his first field goal. It comes at a good time. Long three is no good by Smoke. Long rebound by the Wildcats. Another long three. That one is good by Ray Mobley. Mobley buries the long three. That brings Fort Valley State to within 11. Dozier will penetrate past the Waters. Jalen inside. Gets the shot off. Missed it. And Fort Valley State now in the front court with 55 seconds left. The three on the way for the Wildcats is no good. Devin Watson gets a big rebound. Hurricanes lead by 11. It doesn't look like Fort Valley State's going to foul. Waters is going to stuff it. Brandon Price the assist. Jalen Waters the basket. Put the dogs in the truck. The hunt's over. Canes are going to get our second win. The long three by Crawford is no good. Waters rebounds. Jalen's played well down the stretch. It's 73-60. Brandon Price in the front court. The Hurricanes are going to improve to 2-5. Brandon Price with 16 seconds. And Brandon gets fouled. Then a little extra push by Ray Mobley. Just walk away, Brandon. Walk away. That's a great job. Mobley committed the foul, then gave Brandon a cheap shot. I was so glad to see Brandon walk the other way. And Brandon Price will be at the foul line with 16.6 seconds left. That's composure by a senior. Brandon Price has been here before. I'm glad to see him walk away from that shove. Brandon Price missed the free throw. 16.6 left. Canes by 13. Brandon Price can make it 14. The second free throw's in the air. That one's good. Price makes one of two. Brandon Price has got 10 all down the stretch. The three-pointer is good by Shaquille Barfield. The three by Barfield cuts the Hurricane lead to 11 with 7 seconds left. Wooten inbounds to Brandon Price, and Fort Valley State's not going to foul. And Brandon Price will give the ball to the official, and this one's over. Just what the doctor ordered, a Hurricane win. Ben Hicks gets his second win as the Hurricanes head coach. Except for just a few seconds, the Hurricanes led from start to finish. Fort Valley State took a 1-point lead just briefly in the second half.